Welcome back to the shop and welcome to episode 3 of the Rat Trap Rebuilt. The next couple of projects are going to involve the motor and the front end of the bike, so I think it's going to be a prime opportunity to take this thing outside and pressure wash it and get some of the scuzz off of it before we really get into opening up the side covers of the motor or any of that kind of stuff. Wheel this thing outside and do a little bit of washing before we get started on anything else. Quick intermission. We have a care package, courtesy of the one, the only Doodle on a motorcycle. Super limited edition, awesome neck gator thing. Can be worn in many different ways, many different styles. Scarf, the old pirate, or my very favorite, the blind chicken. This thing's sleek, it's comfy, it actually kind of smells good. The only thing keeping it from being a 10 is that I'm wearing it. That automatically makes it a 2. Heck of a job, Doodle. Welcome back, YouTube, and what a month of Mondays it has been. You know, sometimes life gives you lemons, sometimes it throws the whole frickin' field of lemons at you. What else is there to do but bathe in it until you get all pruny? Now that we're back in the shop, let's get back to work on the bike, and we're gonna start off by opening up the clutch side cover. So let's get some junk off of here, open up this thing, and see why the clutch is locked up. Let's go! First thing we'll pop off of there is going to be our tack cable, because she's an old girl, so it has a cable drive tack, and it loves to make lots of whiny noises. We'll fix that somewhere down the road too. Still got some fresh WD-40 in there, I see. And next up, we'll get the clutch cable out of the way. Now we'll remove all the side cover bolts and pop this cover off of here and see what we find. And for the astute of you following along at home, you may notice I have skipped over this bolt totally on purpose, because when I pop the side cover off, I don't want this thing falling, and it's a lot easier to get to a clean bolt up here than a nasty oily bolt down there. Now we'll get the side cover popped loose and remove it. With the cover broke loose, take out our last bolt that was kind of helping hold it in place. Slide this guy off of there and see what we find. Hopefully nothing too horrible. I'm imagining there's probably a little rust sticking things together since it sat for so long. And it's surprisingly clean in here. Cool. Bearing looks good there, but it does look like we've probably got a little bit of funk holding our fiber plates to our steel plates. So let's get this torn apart and see what we find on the inside. So the clutches released a second ago, so I'm pretty sure they are all stuck together like a brick. But we will know in just a hot second. We do have signs of a little bit of rust and sticking to the outer plate here. So I'm sure once we get into the steels and the fibers, they're going to be stuck together. Need cleaned up. And roughly as I suspected, they're pretty well stuck together. Got a little bit of stiction on the inside plate, not too bad. But our pack is it's a brick. There's a few of these that are very, very stuck together. Some rust in there. So yeah, sitting for the last several years. Didn't help this guy out any. Fibers actually don't look very old, so the previous owner may have changed the clutch before parking the thing for a while. It's alright, we've got a new clutch kit from EBC. We'll get that all installed, oiled up, ready to rock. So we've got everything over here. We're going to go through, give it a good inspection, clean up all of that. We got our new EBC clutch fibers. soak those in a container of oil. Go ahead and drop that guy in first. We'll need it last. Drop the rest of these guys in, make sure everything's submerged. Gets a good coat of oil on it. While those are soaking, we'll clean up this. We're going to use a plastic bristle brush on this so we don't scratch up the aluminum. And this, since we got a steel plate on the outer, we can use our trusty crusty bench grinder with a wire wheel. Clean that dude up. And because our kit did not include any steel plates, we're going to go in and clean these up, because as you can see, we've got some pretty good signs of rust here. Wire wheel, here we go. And while we're checking everything out tonight, while the clutches are soaking, we'll go ahead and check our spring free length, which according to our book for the 450 except Rebel should be 1.67 with a wear limit of 1.61. And our springs are measuring at 1.66, 1.658. It's kind of hard not to start compressing these guys. 1.653 and about 1.651. So we are well within spec there. Means we can reuse these guys and we don't have to order new ones. Yay! We'll go ahead and dump those in the oil bath. And one of the last orders of business for the night is going to be to scrape off all this Permatex where they've been in there before. Go ahead and clean up all the old oil sludge and stuff that's stuck in the case and get it all nice and cleaned up and ready for tomorrow. That stuff's not going to be very interesting, so we will catch you on the flip side. Welcome to the next day. Let's throw some clutches in this bike and figure out what our next project is going to be. Let's kick that time lapse. And this, kids, is why we use a thin bead of RTV, because even a thin bead squishes all over the place when you tighten these up. Imagine how bad that would be if I'd scooped that mess on there. And I believe that's where we're going to wrap this episode. Next episode, we're going to look at front wheel stuff. The front wheel bearings probably need replaced. The front caliper hangs up. And the front brake master cylinder is pretty foobar. The reservoir is all cracked and brake fluid actually weeps through the plastic on it. So that's definitely shot. We'll have to replace it down the road. We'll get started on that next episode, get it all checked out. Yeah, we'll catch you next time on Rat Trap Rebuild. Thanks for watching.